Nearly 30 years ago, I rode my motorcycle to Cadwell Park as a teenager. And somewhere between the paddock and park corner, my lifelong love of motorsport shifted up a gear. Since then, I've raced all over Europe, I've tested superbikes for a living, I've raced the Nürburgring 24 hours in cars. I've actually ticked off a lot of the boxes that teenage me could only dream about. But here I am, almost 20 years since my last motorcycle race at Cadwell Park, and I'm going back. But not on two wheels this time in a car. And it's not just any car, it's my Club 1000 Yaris, a 26-year-old hatchback with less than 100 horsepower that I've been fettling, braking, repairing and lapping for the last 8 years. Underpowered? Yeah, absolutely. But when it comes to tight and twisty circuits, it still punches well above its weight. And speaking of fettling, meet Lars. He's responsible for many of the late nights, careful tuning and all-round Yaris sorcery that's kept this thing sharp. I've learned a lot just hanging out in his den of forgotten Yaris Cup parts, and I figured he deserved a front row seat for this trip. It's Lars's first visit to the UK since he was a school kid, and I'm keen to show him the track that lit the fire for me all those years ago. But here's the thing. Is Cadwell Park still as good as I remember it? Is it really still the mini Nürburgring, like we used to call it? Or am I looking back at this tight little Lincolnshire circuit through a 20-year-old rose-tinted visor? There's only one way to find out. Oh boy, that's steep. Welcome to Not the Nürburgring. As you can see, we are at Cadwell Park, and here at Cadwell Park it's an open pit lane track day with Circuit Days, who are celebrating their 20th anniversary, and I'm here in my Yaris to enjoy it with them. So on this video you're going to be able to see some hot laps in a Yaris and some fun stuff with my friends, so welcome to the video. Now I have to admit, I didn't manage to get any cameras inside my car until after lunch. Turns out I was a bit ill-prepared for the mountain of rules and regs around camera mounts on MSV run track days here in the UK. But eventually, with the help of some zip ties, some gaffer tape and a whole lot of luck, I did get rolling, and I'm glad we did. Between the track walk the night before and those first few laps, two words came to mind: eye-opening. In fact, I will actually say eye-watering. This place is crazy. It's so much tighter and more difficult than I remembered. Because we were camping in the paddock, we decided to walk around the track the night before, and the thing that kind of horrified me about Cadwell Park is the same thing that makes the Nordschleife scary. If you put one wheel off the track and put one wheel on the grass, the camber changes almost immediately. From keeping you in and keeping you settled in the corner to sending you off and firing you at the closest tyre wall. And those tyre walls, they get really, really close in some places. What was that? But what I loved about Cadwell, coming back to it now as a seasoned pro, is just how exciting it is. Calling it the mini Nürburgring sounds weird if you just consider the length of the Lincolnshire circuit at 3.5 kilometres, or the width, barely 2 cars wide, or the elevation changes, which overall are less than 100 metres. However, once you're inside it, driving it, the pace, the rhythm, this track, it feels like a mini Nordschleife. Why? Because it's constantly changing elevation. Everything is blind. You see sections ahead of you briefly, and then you don't see them once you drop into them. Even the straightest straightaway is actually a downhill ramp past the pit lane and then a swooping climb up into Coppice. And much like the run to Schwedenkreuz, Park Straight isn't ever straight. You can see the end at the start, but you can't see the end when you're in the middle. It's got a fantastic pace to it, and I just love it to bits. Now, I did film a full lap from the driver's seat, and it's one of my fastest laps of the whole day. But rather than break the flow here, I've uploaded that full lap to Patreon and to the members only site on YouTube. So links below if you want to ride along for that. Now, before I answer the big question about Cadwell Park, I've got to say thanks to Nankang Motorsports for supporting the channel by shipping me a fresh set of AR1s at double speed just for this event. Now, I've used AR1s on the Yaris before, and they've always been a good time. But this track day, I was concerned because we were driving in over 30 degrees Celsius. In fact, I didn't need to be worried, and if I'd tried this pace on something more road orientated, I'd probably be looking at chunks, cords, or a tyre wall, or maybe all three at the same time. So, thanks to Nankang. If you're a regular on the European track day scene already, Nürburgring, Spa, Hockenheim,
you'd honestly be remiss not to make the pilgrimage to a few of Britain's hidden gems. Circuits like Cadwell Park, Oulton Park, or even the much newer Anglesey Coastal Circuit, they're all worth visiting, especially if you've never ever seen them before. In fact, I'm already planning a road trip later this year to Anglesey, both for the circuit and the incredible Snowdonian roads on the way to it. Hopefully you enjoyed coming along for this ride. This channel's been going for over 14 years, and I know not everyone here is just into smashing out laps on the Nordschleife. So if you've made it this far through this little side quest from the ring, thank you. I owe you big, and I need your help. So should I film more stuff like this? Do you want to see more cars, more locations beyond the Nürburgring? Then let me know in the comments down below.
Alright BTGers, the Yaris is packed again and we are heading back to the Nürburgring. So don't forget, if you want to watch more videos from the Nürburgring, then you know what you got to do. You got to like, subscribe, comment, share, do anything that signals the all-knowing algorithm that you want to watch me again, and who knows, maybe we'll see each other in the future.